Hi, this is Dave with Rubbernecker Stamps. We're here for the Great Lakes Mega Meet Volume event. And in our period of time, this half hour, we're going to talk about some of the things that we've been working on this winter. We have in front of me 6 new clear sets that we've made, and this is the next step in our multi-part flower series. We've done it with rubber, and now we've moved into the clear side. It lets people align them much easier. We can build them with more parts than we've ever been able to build them before. And so we find this as a very fascinating medium. One of the things that we were missing in doing this was ink pads. Ink pads that would allow us to color the flowers in a step-by-step process where all the colors matched. So we're going to get into this in just a minute. We're going to actually show you how we use this one right here. And we're going to build a card in that. And so I'm going to set these aside. Now we're going to show you our ink pads. These are the ink pads that we had created over the winter. We made 12 sets of 4 cubes each. 12 basic colors, 2 reds, 2 blues, 2 greens, a teal, a gray, a purple, a brown, an orange, and a yellow. In each one of these, we've taken and created a blend of colors moving from light to dark. And there's a space in between, so if you decide that you want to use a MISTI and stamp this item on your first stamp and then stamp it again, you'll get a shade somewhere in between these two. The further up the color chain you go, the less differential in color there is. But between this one and that one, there are usually 3 or 4 different shades that we can achieve inside there. And that runs across the whole gamut of all the inks. So while there's 4 colors in each one, there are really quite a few more. Okay, let's move on. We'll set these aside. I'm going to use the teal and the rose and the yellow green. We'll start with our MISTI. Okay, so let's take a piece of paper and start. Going to attach this with our magnet. Don't need to be on the edge. Now, inside the package, this is the front view. Inside the package, there is a layering guide enclosed. And it shows you the pieces of stamps and how they align with each other. So this is, in this larger flower, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 different pieces. Same thing in the small one, 1, 2, 3, and 4, with this being the finish or the culmination of all the pieces together. The color in each diagram is what the stamp is. So as you progress from this one to this one, the original one is in gray. And here there are 2 layers of gray and then the pink, and then 3 layers of gray and the pink, so you can see what the active stamp is and how it aligns. So we're going to remove stamp 1 from the package and place it thusly. We're not arranging them on our final thing because we're going to die cut that. We're going to use our rose set. And each of the sets have a label that wraps to the side. And the purpose of that was, one, so that when the stamp's top was separated from the bottom, if you had more than one open, you'd know which one went on which. The R is for rose, and the 4 means this is the 4th cube in the line, starting from light to dark. So we're going to use the light one. posy. Now, as I ink this up, I'm reminded that clear stamps and rubber stamps, when they're completely smooth, have a tendency to bead the ink up. And so with a MISTI, it becomes very easy to go over it again. When you do that, you're going to intensify the color. And that's exactly what I wanted to do. So while this isn't a perfect stamp, it will be, and I'll get the coloration that I'm looking for, because I'd like this one to be just a little bit darker than what comes out of the cube directly. Now we'll switch to layer 2. And we'll use color number 2, Scarlet. And we'll put that one back, and we'll pick up layer number 3. I'm going to skip ink pad number 3 in this one, and I'm going to go straight to number 4. And what that's going to give me is a less subtle blending and more drama in the flower. And I may even decide to stamp this one twice. I am going to. Not because it didn't come out, I just would like that layer to be a little richer than everything below it. And now we're going to spin our magnet around, and we're going to use the same thing using the teal, and we're going to stamp one of these guys with the 3 parts in teal. This will be the smaller flower. This reminds me that there is a process by which, if you've never conditioned a stamp, that you can use. A number of people have different ideas about how to do this. The one that I like the best is an old-fashioned pink eraser. And I'll just simply take this wedged end, and I just rub it across, gently rub it across the polymer stamp until I get the gloss is gone, and I'll notice at that point the stickiness is gone as well. I wash them off after that, and if I feel like it needs it again, then I'll do it again. But usually one time through is all you need. Now we'll go with part 2. And now I'm going to use only, I'm sorry, we're not going to do part 2. We're just going to skip right to part 3, just to show you the variety that we can achieve. And I'm going to switch to ink cube number 3 in the set. Okay, so let's stamp the leaves. Take this off set it off to the side, and grab our leaves. Need a new piece of paper for this, just like that. Okay. We're going to use all four of the colors. We're going to put more than one color on some of these, so we get a nice variation of color. So we use our number 1, and this is some number 4 accent. We'll use the number 4 directly, and the number 3. We're going to do these twice. So we stamp them there, turn our piece around, wipe these off, put them down here. Pick them up again. And try to do something a little bit opposite. Okay. Put them away so we don't lose them. And there we have our leaves. All right. Set these all off to the side. Move our MISTI. We're going to pick up our die cutting machine. So we use the Crossover 2 die cutting machine. It's a very heavy duty machine. It's all in one. Comes with a handle built in. It's Velcro together, drops open. The most amazing feature about this is that it's adjustable. The top bar goes up and down based on this wheel. You can do anything from thinlits to full steel roll dies. So we're going to take our flower and our 2 die pieces. I'm going to quickly switch glasses because I can't see anything this close without my bifocals on. We're going to position this just so. And this one on the little one. Put our cover plate on and run it through. So running it through back and forth twice is just a habit of mine. It has nothing to do with the ability to cut. Cut's fine on the first pass. And there's our 2 flowers. We've got this one already pre-cut a second time. Okay, so let's assemble the card. We've got a card blank here that we've already pre-started. I'm going to zoom in on that so you can see better. Okay. See if I can figure out which way is up. Okay. So we're going to take the leaves that we pre-cut out. We've already glued these. We're just going to stick them down on here. Now we'll take our little teal flowers. We've got some pop-up dots on them to raise them up. That one there and this one down here. Be down about like that. And then the large rose flower right there. It's easy as that. So we have some time left, so let's make another flower. Let's use the rose from the Mother's Day set. All right. So same thing on the inside of the package. There is the layering guide, and you can see 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the leaves fit right up into that spot right there. So here we go. Let's get our Misty back up here. Put our stamp down. I think we'll go offset with this one. So the first one is here. We're going to go right about like that. Should fit fine. And we're going to use our orange or coral set. Light shade. Number 1. And it didn't go down too smoothly, so we'll do it another time. Okay. Now we're going to remove that. Go to stamp number 2. Got my bifocals on, so I should be able to see how to line this up. There it is. I lost a piece of my stamp set. Stamp pad number 2. Stamp number 3. A little more. I'd like to pop that center section nicely. I'm looking forward to trying these on watercolor paper to see if we can get the inks to bleed nicely and give us more of a soft watercolory effect. The leaves attach just like that. And we'll go 1, 2, and 3 cubes. Actually 1, 2, and 4 on this set. And it doesn't take long before you find your favorite patterns of the inks, the colors. Stamp set number 2. Let's remove this over a bit. Let's bring in this a little bit better too so you can see what's going on. And the last piece. Shift that right over there. And bring in our phrase. And there we have it. That was pretty quick. We're just about out of time here. We'll take that, put one of our patented phrases on it. Not really patented, just what we're known for. One of our frames, and this makes a real pretty little card. Now, I just want to say that I wouldn't have been able to do that card today if it wasn't for the inspiration and the design concept made possible by our design team. And that's as a whole, not anybody individually. Allison Arbor, Annie Williams, Carol Hintermeyer, Jamie Martin, Lisa Bisbiak, Michelle Houghton, and Pretty Chandra, along with Julie Warner and Kitty Corazziolo. A big thanks very much from the Rubbernecker bosses or people that really, really admire your work. If you guys haven't seen their work, you need to head over to the Rubbernecker blog and check out these ladies because they do spectacular stuff. Okay, we got a couple minutes left, so I'm going to show you some things from Kitty Corazziolo. Kitty's a different member of our design team, and she uses all these Rubbernecker dies, and the paper piece bases are from the paper cut. But the dies are all from Rubbernecker, and she makes these incredible dimensional cards from these pieces. So here's a nice Christmas scene with a train going through a snowy forest. And this is an A2 pop-up box card from the base piece from paper cut. And she's got a little park bench with some ducks and some wrought iron fencing, and it's just a cute little box card. Folds right up. And we switch to summer, and we've got an old-fashioned Woody sitting on the beach underneath the lifeguard station, where we'd all really like to be right now. Unfortunately, we just can't. Stay in the summer theme, we'll move over here, and we've got what's called a double fold card. And she's got a nice continuing beach scene right there. The double fold card, the pop-up boxes, they're all from the paper cut as well. All the dies are made from Rubbernecker. Got a little scene here, just strolling down the lane in a bike. And finally, if you like flowers, she kind of overdid this one. This is the garden that everybody'd love to have. So, Kitty Corazziolo. kittycraft.com is her blog. All the dies are by Rubbernecker. All the base pieces of the cards are from the paper cut. And I hope you enjoyed your morning with us.